All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something, well, frankly, hilarious. We're searching for the funniest origin of money. Like, how did this whole thing even get started?
At first glance, you think, money? How hard can that be to explain?
Right, like we all use it. We all know what it is.
Exactly. But the deeper you dig, the weirder it gets. And the funniest explanations, they really highlight how much money is just like this collective delusion we're all in on.
Okay, so I got to know, what sparked this deep dive? Did someone send in a question or?
Yeah, we got a snippet of text from a listener asking about, well, the funniest true explanation for how money came to be.
Okay, so not just making stuff up. It has to be real.
Got to be grounded in some kind of reality, yep.
All right, so before we get to the punchline, the funny stuff, remind us what is money at its core.
Think of it like this. Way back when, no money. Just bartering, right. You got chickens, I got wheat, we make a deal.
Makes sense, simple.
Simple, but only works in small groups. Imagine trying to barter your way through a day in, like, New York City.
Oh my gosh, it'd be impossible. Like, I'll give you this podcasting microphone for a slice of pizza.
Huh, exactly. So, money solves this problem, right? It becomes this universal stand-in for value that everyone agrees on. Doesn't matter if you're trading chickens or editing podcasts, we all use the same measuring stick.
So that makes sense, but where's the funny part? When does it go from barter to, like, dollar bills and stuff?
Well, that's where the origin stories get wild, and honestly, kind of hilarious. Think about it. The specific things we've used as money over time are all over the place.
I mean, yeah, we've got coins, paper, and now it's like numbers on a screen.
Yeah.
Not exactly seeing the humor there yet.
Hold on. What if the first coins were just pretty shells people like to collect? Like, no real value beyond their looks.
Wait, seriously?
Think about it. Maybe those shells were a status symbol. You had a lot. People thought you were cool, powerful. Then, naturally, folks start trading other stuff for those shells, and bam, you've got currency, born out of pure aesthetic preference.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Trading a cow for a handful of seashells, did that actually happen?
We don't know for sure. That's part of the mystery, right? But there's evidence that certain cultures did use shells as a form of currency. Whether it started because they were just pretty, who knows?
I mean, it makes you think. What if we were all walking around trading, like, Pokemon cards for groceries today?
Right. It gets you thinking about how arbitrary the things we assign value to really are.
So shells are one funny origin story. What else you got?
Okay, imagine this. Early human society, someone does you a favor, right? You owe them one. So maybe you give them a token, like a piece of pottery or something, as a reminder of the debt.
Okay, like an IOU, I get it.
Exactly. Now imagine those IOUs becoming standardized. Everyone who pays this type of token represents a certain amount of work or goods. And suddenly you've got a system of exchange, debt turned into currency.
So basically, owing someone a goat could have turned into the first dollar bill.
Well, not a dollar bill exactly, but the principle is the same, right? These random objects, just pieces of stuff, became money because people agreed they represented something.
It's wild when you think about it. It's like, this piece of paper in my wallet is just paper, but we all agree it's worth something, so it is.
Exactly. And that agreement, that shared story, that's the foundation of the whole system. Makes you look at your wallet a little differently, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. So we've talked about shells, IOUs. What other weird stuff have people used as money?
Oh man, where do we even start? There's beads, feathers, giant stone discs, you name it. But the point is, it wasn't about the object itself, it was about the shared belief in its value.
So you're saying money is just like made up?
In a way, yes. It's a social construct. We collectively decide that certain things represent value, and that allows us to trade and build economies.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It really is. It makes you question what value really is.
That's a great point. So knowing that money is just a shared story, a social construct, what does that mean for how we interact with it? Should we be treating it differently?
It at least makes you think twice, right? If the story changes, if people lose faith in a currency, it can all come crashing down. So maybe it's worth thinking about where we place our trust and how much power we give to this, well, ultimately imaginary system.
That's a really thought-provoking point.
Okay.
So to our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the funniest but true origin story for money? And how does knowing that it's all a shared story change how you think about its value? Let us know. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.